Hey y'all, welcome to episode 21 of the Christmas card series here at Race and Crafts. For a list of supplies and measurements, click the information bar below for a link to my blog. And so let's get started. Make it behave, hopefully. Okay, so let me go ahead and ink this again. Okay. There we go. Now let's line this up a little bit better. Just a nice even pressure. And we'll try it again. Okay, I got a few spots I've got to fix, but otherwise it's powdered. So I'm going to set this aside to cool, and I'm going to grab my frame and a scrap piece of paper, which needs desperately. I just picked a piece of 12 by 12 paper that either I don't like or I've got a bunch of them. And now I'm just going to throw some ink on this. And just like before, I'm using glycerin instead of embossing ink. Okay. And I'm going to grab my green embossing powder again. And I'm just gonna gently tap off the excess powder. Okay. And I'm going to lay that down back on the scrap paper, and I'm going to go ahead and heat that too. Except because I don't want all this powder, I'm going to make sure that it's all melted so it's not all over my ink pad. See, and it looks like some of it wasn't even, it didn't get melted. And I'm going to grab embossing powder. On something big like this, don't be afraid to do multiple coats of it. Just like you would do if you were using some UD or something like that. I mean, if you're going to use your supplies, you know, make sure it looks the way you want it to look. Alright, and there we go. I'm just gonna, oops, we've got a little bit of powder that I didn't get melted. Alright, there we go. And now I'm going to set that aside to cool a little bit. And let's go ahead and bring the rest of the card back in. I'll flip it over. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our snail adhesive and start layering. Go. Whoops. And I'm going to grab my inside panel. Sorry about that, guys. My adhesive runner ran out. Alright. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside of my card. And I'm going to put the pattern paper on the front. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my frame. And I'm just going to grab an old catalog here. And a little bit of paper towel. Because I'm going to use some adhesive spray. And this is just some Krylon Easy Tack. But I want to protect my surfaces and supplies. And I'm just going to put him right in the center. Okay. And now I'm going to grab my little elf girl. And I'm going to put her on some pop dots. And I'm going to cut some pop dots down. And put half on her foot and half on her leg. And we'll put some on her hair. And I think we need to move this guy up and that guy there. Okay. Just going to peel the backing off my pop dots here. Okay. Alright, and then I'm just going to line her up over here on our frame here. And I've got one more stamp, and it's a Unity stamp. Sorry about the noise. And it's, the stamp says Joy of the Season. And I wish I could tell you what stamp set it came from, but I can't because I bought it in a grab bag, and it didn't tell me what the stamps names were or anything like that. So I'm just gonna stamp this in some Cottage Ivy ink. I'm going to see if I can get it just a little bit better. Okay. And I've got a Marvy punch and a EK Success punch, and I'm going to use okay, well, they're both long. Okay. So I'm just going to punch it out, and that was an 1¼ inch punch. And I'm going to go ahead and ink my edges. There we go. And now I'm going to grab a piece of red scrap paper, and I'm going to punch this Marvy punch, which I measured out to be about 1½ inches. And I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on that and put that in the middle. And I'm going to use a tiny piece of foam tape. And that is our card for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.